Hello, my name is Rahul Samariya. I am from group 319 and my topic is auto oscillation in glycolysis. We are discuss about glycolysis. Glyco means glucose, lysis means breakdown. The glycolysis is metabolic pathway that involves systematic breakdown to produce energy. Takes place in cytosol of the cell. First we will discuss about overview and then we will discuss about the various reactions that occurs in this. In glycolysis, one molecule of glucose, which is 6 carbon compound, is broken down into two molecules of pyruvate, which is 3 carbon compound. And in this conversion, energy is released in the form of ATP and the NADH. The pyruvate form is further utilized in various energy producing pathways that produces more energy. The process of glycolysis takes place in two phases. First phase, the glucose is first converted into two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Since the conversion involves addition of the phosphate of the first phase actually uses energy of producing it. In the second phase, the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into pyruvate. And second phase energy is actually produced. Glycolysis reaction. So all begins with the molecules of glucose that enters in the cytosol, and the first reaction takes place in conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. The enzyme that catalyzes the reaction is called hexokinase. The word hexo means 6, denoting the 6 carbon compound of glucose, and the kinases are a group of enzymes that catalyze a phosphorylation reactions. So the enzyme hexokinase transfers a molecule of phosphate from ATP of glucose to convert glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. In the reaction, ATP convert into ADP. Hence, the utilizes one molecule of ATP. The glucose 6-phosphate converted into isomer the fructose 6-phosphate by the enzyme of isomerase. This is the simple rearrangement reaction. In the next time, fructose 1,6-phosphate. That is the addition of the phosphate of the first carbon of fructose ring. This reaction catalyzed by the enzyme phosphofructokinase, another kinase enzyme which transfer a group of phosphate from ATP to phosphate 1,6-phosphate. Again, the ATP convert into ADP. Hence, the ATP also utilized in this reaction. Net the fructose 1 in two molecules, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and hydroxy phosphate. These both are 3 carbon compounds and enzyme that catalyzes aldose. This is first phase and energy is consumed. To compound up these two are isomerases. This is also isomerase reaction is always towards the reaction. Also keep in mind that all glucose split into two molecules, so every reaction of the second phase happen twice and produce twice subproducts. In the next reaction, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converted into 1,3-bisphosphate. The enzyme that catalyzes is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. In this reaction, NAD is converted into NADH, which is further utilization in electron transport chains to produce more energy. This reaction utilizes molecules of inorganic phosphate. The 1,3-bisphosphate converted into 3-phosphoglycerate by the phosphoglycerate enzymes. This kinase enzyme transfer of phosphoglycerate to adenosine diphosphate to adenosine triphosphate. In this process, ATP is generated. Next, we are 3-phosphoglycerate converted into 2-phosphoglycerate. This is a simple rearrangement reaction that happens with the enzyme have the phosphoglycerase mutage. Next, the 2-phosphoglycerate convert into phosphoenol pyruvate. The enzyme involved is enolase, and also magnesium ion help in this. In the final step of the glycolysis, the phosphoenol pyruvate is converted into pyruvate with the help of pyruvate kinase. In this, ADP converted into ATP. This all composes the second phase of the glycolysis. As you can see, energy is produced in the second phase of glycolysis. Net reaction of glucose plus 2 ADP plus 2 pyruvate plus 2 NADH goes to 2 pyruvate plus 2 ATP plus 2 NADH. 1 molecule of glucose that split into 2 pyruvate. The net utilization is 2 ADP since 4 ADP are used in that phase and 2 also produced in first phase. Net use of only 2 ATPs. 2 organic of NADPH utilized in this step. 2 nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide also used.